Easy Cater. Breakfast, lunch, treats, on time, and as ordered.
And I bet they never preen their feathers in the conference room without reserving it first. There's a clipboard outside the door. You put your name.
It's not that hard, guys.
Some food just doesn't work at work, but Easy Cater just does. Food for work on over 82,000 restaurants. Order 24/7 at easycater.com.
From the 100.5 and 790 newsroom, this is WSGW News.
It's 30 degrees. Good morning, I'm Dave Maurer. Nearly 100 people gathered at the ABC of Michigan Midland branch Tuesday, protesting racism in the workplace. 6 former employees of United Electric say they were fired for addressing daily issues of racist name-calling and comments. Attorney Richard Mack, Jr., representing the 6, says they're seeking the resignation of ABC President Jimmy Green. Federal lawsuit on January 20th, alleging Green defended the at-fault non-union workers, saying they could say what they wanted as long as they stayed non-union.
Jimmy Green is typical of rewarding racist comments as a reward for non-union. It means that in 2022, the fight is as vigorous against racism, against discrimination as it's been.
Green says as a black man himself, he is vehemently against racism in the workplace, and that the clip the protest group is citing as his endorsement of racism is taken out of context, being part of a larger presentation in support of employee rights and racial and LGBTQ diversity. For the first time since the beginning in March 2020, Isabella County is not under a state of emergency. The state of emergency order was put in place as the COVID-19 pandemic ramped up, but at its Tuesday meeting, the County Board of Commissioners rescinded the order in a unanimous vote. Saginaw Valley State University has a number of events planned during February for Black History Month. WSGW's Ann Williams has more.
Many of the events are limited to the campus community because of COVID-19 precautions, but the public will be invited to some of them. The Marshall Frederick Sculpture Museum at SVSU presents Harold American Artists, 1945 through the Black Arts Movement, which will be on view at the museum through Wednesday, April 16th. On Thursday of this week, SVSU's Multicultural Student Center will host the Black History 101 Mobile Museum, a traveling exhibit with more than 10,000 original artifacts of Black memorabilia representing the whole of Black history in the United States. The exhibit will be on display in Commons from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. On Wednesday, February 16th, SVSU's Office of Diversity Programs presents The New Jim Crow, a Courageous Conversation, with guest Michelle Alexander. The fully online presentation will be held at 7 p.m. Registration information will be available on the Office of Diversity's website. Ann Williams, News Radio, 100.5 and 790.
WSGW News Time at 9:08.
Choose the proven performance of the Roundup Ready Extend crop system, featuring high-yielding Extend Flex soybeans and the exceptional weed control of XtendiMax herbicide with Vapor Grip technology. Elite genetic tolerance, flexibility that delivers results, backed by 25 years of innovation. That's the Roundup Ready Extend crop system, the system of choice. XtendiMax is a restricted use pesticide. Always follow stewardship practices, all pesticide label directions, and check with your state pesticide regulatory agency for specific restrictions in your state. When you choose the Roundup Ready Extend crop system, you're choosing exceptional weed control. It controls more weeds than any other soybean system and offers up to 14 days of soil activity on certain small-seeded broadleaf weeds. Plus, you get triple tolerance to dicamba, glyphosate, and glufosinate when used with Extend Flex soybeans. The Roundup, the system of choice.
Claims are based on approved EPA herbicide labels as of January 2021. Pair with a strong weed management program. Always follow pesticide label directions, IRM, grain marketing, and all other stewardship practices.
WSGW News Time, 9:09. Between now and 4 p.m. Thursday, City Crews in Saginaw will be repairing a water line within the right-of-way on East Remington between East Genesee. The work will require lane closures, with the 3 westbound lanes reduced to just 1 lane. Traffic will be shifted at the work site. Drivers are advised to use an alternate route if possible and bypass this portion of East Remington. Residents in Harrison are being asked to run their water to help prevent their pipes from freezing. The city issued a run water notice, which will remain in effect until about mid-April. Water will need to run continuously day and night. Officials say letting a pencil-sized stream of water run from at least one faucet should be sufficient. The city will not be responsible for thawing lines, which become frozen. Brought to Michigan to face sexual assault charges against a minor. 49-year-old David Gray is accused of sexually assaulting a 3- and 6-year-old between 2007 and 2010. The investigation began in May 2021 when state police learned about the allegations from school officials who say one of the students mentioned being assaulted as a child. Gray, thought to be living in Kentucky, was tracked down by U.S. Marshals and arrested in Bay County, Florida. He was returned to Huron County, where he's charged with first and second-degree criminal sexual conduct. 13. His bond has been set at $200,000. GM workers will take home profit-sharing checks averaging more than $10,000. Here's Autobeat reporter Jeff Gilbert.
$10,250 to be exact, the number based on North American pre-tax earnings. GM's bottom line profit, $10 billion for 2021, $1.7 billion in the fourth quarter. Now, as inventories improve, Barra expecting a good performance in 2022, with inflation not a major concern.
We see that demand is going to really not be too impacted by what we currently believe the inflation rate will be.
Barra seeing GM's 2022 profits in a range of $9.4 to $10.
When you see news happening, call the WSGW newsroom at 752-0790. It's 9/11. I'm Dave Maurer.
Here's your WSGW weatherology forecast. A winter weather advisory continues. Mostly cloudy for today, snow likely. Up to 5 inches could accumulate. Temperatures hold steady or fall in the region. Winds north, 5 to 15 miles per hour. Tonight, cloudy, chance for more snow. Temperatures hold steady in the upper teens. Winds remain north, 5 to 15, higher gusts possible. Thursday, cloudiness remains continue. Temperatures continue to hold steady in the upper teens to near 20. And then any snow ends early Thursday night. I'm meteorologist Phil Jensko with the WSGW weatherology forecast. Right now it's 30.
Now, the only local radio talk show offering you the chance to ask your questions and express your opinions. From around your block to around the world, the Art Lewis Show is on 100.5 and 790 WSGW and online, WSGW.com.
Well, good morning to you and welcome. Welcome back to another edition of the Art Lewis Show here on WSGW from my Saginaw Spirit home studio, brought to you by Linda Shepard at Pinnacle Realty. You can call her for all your real estate needs at 989-295-7713 and let Linda go to work for you. Again, 989-295-7713, located at the Point, M46 and M47 in Saginaw Township, where you'll also find Cafe 476 with its delicious soups and foods and beverages. Later on this morning, we're going to talk to Dan Reed from Provost University in Utah. They've done a study, and it has to do with the U.S. and science education and STEM, and we're going to relate it to Michigan. At 11 o'clock on Focus, the SVRC Marketplace will be the subject of Focus this morning. But we have open lines for this hour. Whatever you want to talk about, we'd love to hear from you. Thought we'd start with just a touch of sports, just to lighten things up a little. Lighten things up. Tom Brady, Jim Harbaugh. I don't know if that lightens anything up or not. Harbaugh, of course, the coach of the University of Michigan, who is going to be the salvation of the school and its football program. Indeed, this year finally beat Ohio State and won the Big Ten championship. Knocked out of the playoffs, but they did make the top 4, so we'll give them credit for that. And most thought, well, I don't know about most. I thought Harbaugh bled blue and nothing was going to detract from that after coming out of the National Football League. Well, it turns out he may bleed purple because he's on his way today, weather permitting, to Minnesota to talk about the Vikings head coaching job. Now, he doesn't have it yet, and I don't know how many others they're talking to. But the mere fact that he was open to discussion brings into question his absolute loyalty to the University of Michigan. I don't know. Now, I have to say, and I've always said this, I don't have a horse in the race. I did not attend the U of M or Michigan State. So I look at them equally and never had any family members attend either of them. So my question is, what should the U of M do about it? Should they question the loyalty of their football leader? I heard Pat say earlier, maybe they ought to just fire him. I don't think they'll go that far because I think because he is a U of M man, they will give him the leeway. But I don't know. It is right in the middle of the recruiting season. The signing days are here, and it seems like a bad time to be, kind of leaving your school in the cold a little bit. So I don't know. The other thing, Tom Brady announced his retirement in social media posts. Many are calling him the GOAT, the greatest of all time. Is he? I have some thoughts on that. We'll talk about that, but we have a number of callers waiting for us, so let's get started. Chris is in Tittabawassee Township. Chris, good morning to you.
Hi.
Hi.
I wanted to talk about something that you guys mentioned quite a while ago. And if professional sports or college sports or, whoever allows the at-venue betting.
Say that again, Chris. Allows the what?
Okay. Did you guys talk about sporting
betting
teams or leagues allowing at venue betting?
Yes.
I mean, like
at the
stadium. Okay.
Just last hour they talked about it.
Okay. Now, if Major League Baseball allows it, I mean, this is a big if. Are they also letting themselves open for a lawsuit from Pete Rose?
No, because it's one thing to be a fan of baseball and be allowed to bet in the stadiums. It's another to be a contract player under the rules and contracts of baseball, which prohibit players from betting on them teams. So it would be two different circumstances. I hear what you're saying, and I have often thought that they ought to get over it, and Pete Rose somehow ought to be put in the Hall of Fame for his prowess on the field. But as far as a lawsuit from Pete goes, probably not, because it's a separate issue. The players come in under an agreement and a contract, and they understand the rules. And so consequently, I would think it would not allow for a suit from Pete. I mean, he could sue if he wants. I don't think it'd be successful. Let's put it that way.
Well, okay. Well, I just wanted to bring up that conversation.
Yep.
Just wondered if anybody else had any opinions.
So
on
let me
it.
ask you this, Chris, because I'm going to bring this up anyway. Should betting be allowed in these stadiums?
No. I will go that far and say no. It shouldn't be anywhere near. I don't know what they do in Vegas because you can bet all over the place on whatever you want to bet on, but I don't know, what they do or what they restrict.
Yeah.
Proximity to the actual sporting venue.
Here's the problem.
But
Here's the problem. There's two different things at work here. There's betting in the stadiums, and then second is the encouragement of the teams in stadiums to bet on the games. There's no stopping betting in the stadiums because people walk in with their cell phones today. And how many sports books are there on your cell phone? You can sit there in your seat and bet all you want. The difference is the stadiums apparently and the owners are now going to promote it. And in doing so, probably get a piece of the action somehow. And that is a problem. I see that as a problem. But who am I? So
right, I'll go along with you there. If the sports leagues allow or establish a booth, let's say, at their stadium for a particular sports betting operation or multiple betting operations, I think they're opening a big can of worms that's going to go to blazes pretty quick.
Yep. Well, we'll find out. All right, Chris.
Okay.
Appreciate it. Thanks.
Thank you.
Bye-bye now. All right, lines are open for you. Aaron, hang on. We'll get to you next, right after these notes on the Art Lewis Show.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. Doesn't depend on candidates finding you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate through the site within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free. Just go to this exclusive web address, ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free. .com/free.
RocketGrabPlus.com. Why would you pay full price when you know that you can save at RocketGrabPlus.com? You can check out our deals going on right now from Nom Nom Ninja, 120 Fitness, Uplift Creative Center, Joyce's Purple Palette, Woody's Hot Dogs, Wonder Burger, King's Fish and More, and the Hamptons Boutique Tanning and Salon. Half off? You bet. It's all at RocketGrabPlus.com. RocketGrabPlus.com.
The Rocket Mortgage Super Bowl Square Sweepstakes is back. Every score change will draw one winner from the square to win $50. Plus, 2 grand prize winners will win $500,000 they could use toward their dream home. Get in the game for free at RocketMortgageSquares.com. Rocket Mortgage, official mortgage sponsor of Super Bowl 56.
No purchase necessary. Legal residence of the 50 U.S. and D.C. of age majority as 11-11-22. Equal housing lender. License offer to states. NMLS number 3030. The NFL entities have not offered to sponsor this promotion in any way.
I'm Elizabeth McDonald, and this is the Fox Business Report.
The number of jobs created by private employers declined last month by 301,000 as measured by payroll processing company ADP. It's a review of the Labor Department's monthly employment report, but the numbers don't always agree. Economists were expecting an increase of more than 200,000 jobs last month. ADP says the decline reflects the significant impact of the Omicron variant of COVID, but the report says that impact also is likely temporary. Google's parent company Alphabet says its profit nearly doubled last year, and Alphabet is also planning a 20-for-1 split of its stock. And Bath & Body Works says its sales rose to a quarter. It's also planning to buy back shares. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Ginny Coselda, invested in you.
Biden's massive spending plan has expanded America's money supply and taken money out of your pocket. But you can fight back against runaway inflation by sheltering your IRA or 401k with gold through Birch Gold Group. This is Stephen K. Bannon, and I'm proud to be a customer of Birch Gold. Join me. Birch Gold has created a free info kit on protecting your retirement with gold in a tax-sheltered account. Just shelter to 989898. Text shelter to 989898 and learn how to shelter your IRA or 401k with gold.
Struggling with CPAP? Now there's Inspire, the only FDA-approved obstructive sleep apnea treatment that works inside the body to treat the root cause of sleep apnea with just the click of a button. No mask, no hose, just sleep. Visit InspireSleep.com to learn more.
Now an important message from Exergen. A critical new FDA study proves that the widely used non-contact accurate and have high probabilities for false negative readings. New COVID strands are on the rise, and non-contact manufacturers are being irresponsible at a time when accuracy matters most. Accurate temperature measurements are essential. Don't wait. Switch to Exergen because they are accurate and backed by over 100 clinical studies. Be sure, be accurate with Exergen. Learn more at Exergen.com.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/trial. That's ZipRecruiter.com/trial.
The Saginaw Spirit play here.
Rebound backhand by Wong. No, chance. They score! Sebastian Gervais, a hat trick.
Tune in tonight for Saginaw Spirit Hockey. The Spirit hosts their rivals, the Flint Firebirds. Hear all the hard-hitting action starting at 6:50 p.m. on 100.5 FM News Radio WSGW. And for more ticket information for tonight's games and future games, visit SaginawSpirit.com.
Saginaw Spirit Hockey is on WSGW.
All right, we're back with you on the Art Lewis Show. Let's get back to our phones. Aaron has waited for us in Bay City. Aaron, good morning to you.
Good morning, Art. With the possibility and probability that the House, the Republicans in January, would they be able to impeach both? Well, maybe not the Senate, but I don't know. It might be both. Who knows? They get enough. Would they be able to impeach both Harris and Biden?
No. Well, let me rephrase that. Technically, legally, they can impeach whoever they want because an impeachment's only an indictment, and then you have to get a conviction in the Senate. But you have to have good. You have to have good reason for an impeachment. Even though I know what happened in the last administration. I just do not favor impeachment as a political weapon. I think it's the wrong use of it. I think our founding fathers thought it was the wrong use of it, which is why they made it so difficult. So in answer to your question, theoretically, yes. Practicality, no.
Well, then how about the possibility of the gavel over to President Trump as Speaker of the House for a couple of years, and then he could become president when he's reelected?
Well, they can't do that. He's not a member of the House.
Well, the way I understand it, they could appoint anybody.
That's not going to happen.
They say that's up to the majority to vote in, and that they could vote in.
They're going to vote in somebody from the House that they work with.
Well, that no.
And besides, you make him Speaker of the House, so what?
And then see,
you still have a Democrat president.
Then see Pelosi hand the gavel over to Trump after she tore up his messages in the State of the Union. Wouldn't that be beautiful? She'd probably.
Yeah, it'd be beautiful, but it ain't going to happen. Come on, let's be realistic. And this is the problem. This is the problem in politics today. We've gotten away from reality.
Well, she tore up his feet.
Yeah, I understand that. But that doesn't mean that you can escape reality and come up with creative ways to get back at her. It's
making America great again. That's what it would be.
Well, that's fine. And then let him run for president in 2024 and go from there. But, all these other schemes, they're not going to happen. Got to be realistic.
If anybody could scheme as Biden, look what the inflation is right now. In fact, did you hear that yesterday they had a press conference and he said, okay, I'll take questions. And then all of a sudden they evicted everybody out of said, move on. And he stood there with a smile on his face. I'll leave.
No, I didn't hear that, but I'm not surprised. So
that was on O'Reilly.
Yeah. All right. Well, just again, keep it real.
Well, I mean, can you imagine he stands up there with a little smile?
I can imagine all of that, but keep it real.
Well, O'Reilly brought it out. He comes on at 9:00 on WABC.
So what are you going to do? Fire Biden? You want to fire him? Your opportunity is in 2024. Whoever runs against him.
I guess they got plenty of reasons for derelict of duties with what he's doing with the border and everything.
Well, you see,
Afghanistan and everything
unfortunately,
else. That's no joke.
unfortunately, that's not an impeachable act because it's a political view, and
Are
that's
they
not
seeing
an
people
impeachable act.
who's being killed over there, and they didn't kill anybody?
Yeah, I know you can list them all, but it's still not an impeachable act.
Boy, what does it take?
It takes treason and high crimes and
Well,
misdemeanors.
the first person that was only executed, and O'Reilly was talking about it, was a soldier during the World War II for derelict to duty and walking away, and they shot him. But that's the only time it happened.
Okay.
Executions, but they're pretty lenient when it comes to things. And what Biden's done.
Okay, I got it.
Let go.
I got it. You don't like them, Aaron.
Well,
I don't like them either, but I'm a realist.
That's what we need.
All right. Good enough.
All right.
Take care. Bye-bye now. And let's talk to Sue in Bay City. Sue, good morning. Sue? Hello,
Morning.
Sue. Good morning.
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yep, I got you.
Oh, good. Well, this might make Aaron happy because yesterday I was watching One American News, which they were having a Senate hearing on the border and the out-of-control crisis that they're having down there. And it was heart-wrenching what these people are going through.
Yep.
And these impeachments pending on Biden and Harris for the fact of dereliction of duties and not following the laws on immigration.
Oh, just a minute now. Just a minute, Sue. Just a minute. I got to ask a question here. You said it was a Senate hearing?
Yes, it was a Senate panel.
Well, the
committee.
Senate doesn't bring impeachment. They can't.
Well, no, but they were. They basically might not have been bringing it, but Marjorie Taylor Greene and a lot of the people that were on there have pending impeachments in regard.
If they're senators, they cannot impeach. How can they have a pending impeachment if they are not allowed to impeach? Impeachment is the right of the House.
Okay, let me rephrase that. There are. I don't know how they are basically pending or through who, but the facts of the matter were the United States, they said that within another year and a half, if he continues to run our country in the ground with these border crisis, that we are going to be worse off than a third world nations that these people are fleeing. And they were handing out money, envelopes of money to all these, and the money was coming from the United Nations, which is us and our taxpayers, and they were giving them, we're talking about 50,000 people at a time, and they're putting them on buses and airplanes, and they're shuttling them all over the United States. They were giving him vouchers for hotels, motels, food.
Yeah, that's old news, though.
Well, you know something? You needed to see the whole committee and the whole panel that was investigating and going through, and it might be old news, but...
And let me guess.
Mm-hmm.
It was all the Republicans offering this up, not the Democrats.
Well, of course, because
of course.
The Democrats are the ones that's behind it. There was a gentleman on your show the other day, and I forget his name. I think it was Sean. But anyway, he was talking basically in regards to you can lay all this crime that's happening in America on the feet of Biden. And you said, no, you couldn't put it all on Biden. And he said, yes, all this crime comes back to him. And he funded the police. And not only defunded the police, but he's overrunning our country.
All right.
There's all these
Susan,
aliens that are basically thieves and
Sue.
cartels. And they said the fentanyl problems have went up 6,000%.
Yeah. Sue, here's the thing. This is why I said what I said. Biden has not defunded the police. All the defunding of the police has taken place at the local level. He may support it, he may like it, but he didn't do it.
Yes, but he is behind it.
Well, how do you prove that? How do you prove that? How do you prove that?
Well, don't worry. They can prove it because of the fact why isn't he stopping it then? Do you think Trump would have allowed that? No way.
You can't. How can you stop it? If California wants to defund, if Milwaukee wanted to defund the police, That's their decision. Now, they've come to regret it. And now all of a sudden they're trying to hire back the officers they lost. But the fact is that's local decisions. They're not good ones, but they're local decisions. They're not coming out of the White House. You got to keep it real. It's one thing not to like somebody, but you got to keep it real.
But you can bet, okay, if you're a citizen of a state where these things are happening, and I agree with you, their people should be coming out in droves for the elections and to.
Well, hopefully they will.
Office, because
yeah, but hopefully
I don't think the United States can take much more of this. Within a year's time, he's basically. That's all he had to do was sit behind the desk and let Trump's policies run. But instead, he meddled in everything, and we are almost at war. And here's another thing: here we are sending troops and money, or our money.
Yep. So let me ask you. Let me ask you in closing here: why are you surprised? He's a Democrat who not only, he was, most people looked at Biden originally as a moderate Democrat. Once he got elected, he moved way to the left. So why are we surprised that he's disrupting Trump policies? Should you be surprised at that? Or should you expect that?
Well, all the people that are basically saying, well, Trump was abrasive. Well, I'll tell you something. If you had to have critical surgery, do you care if the best surgeon in the world has an abrasive bedside manner? Or are you going to go with
no? I agree with you, but as I've said many, many times, I voted for Trump for his policies, not the man, because I have no use for the man, but I love his policies. So that's why I voted for him. And
but there's a lot of things that he said or did that I wasn't agreeing with. But know what? Putting the United States first is what he did best.
I won't disagree with that. Sue, I got to run. I got to take a break. We'll talk to you again. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye now. Back with more after these notes.
It could be the best years of your life. In retirement, you'll finally get to do what you want to do. But you have. Start by tuning into Mindy and Nolan McIntosh of McIntosh & Associates every Sunday at noon for Wealth Michigan with the McIntoshes. Make retirement the best time of your life. Tune in Sundays at noon for Wealth Michigan with the McIntoshes. Firm offers insurance services. Investment advisory services offered only by duly registered individuals through AE Wealth Management, LLC.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/trial. It doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And now you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/trial. That's ZipRecruiter.com/trial. ZipRecruiter/trial.
This is Rachel from the SVRC Marketplace, located at 203 South Washington, right on Riverfront Saginaw. This winter weather sure is cold, so what better way than to warm up inside? We offer global flavors like Creole Queens with her famous gumbo, and El Farolito with their popular tacos, sweet treats from Mini Donut Delight Factory, and Craven Cookies, handmade wares with Bling and Jewelry Boutique, and Asia's Wigs and Apparel. Comics, anyone? Check out Source Point Press. We welcome a new business, Cafe Versus, formerly Circus Snacks. Come shop inside the SVRC Marketplace, open Wednesday through Saturday, 10 a.m. Need a rental space? Check out the Marketplace. Join us for our Kids and Kisses event, Family Fun, on February 19th with DJ Ryan Russo and Electric Taco. Check out our Facebook page for more information. We thank you for the continued support of our small businesses. Remember to shop local, eat local, support small business, and we will see you at the market.
Superior Insurance Group, formerly Northway Plum Insurance and Henris Wealth Solutions, bring you to the first annual Rat Pack Gala. We invite you Saturday, February 19th to get your tux and petticoats out for the classiest event of the year. You will enjoy cocktails, followed by a plated meal, dancing, and a are from 5 until 7 p.m., followed by the big show from 7 until 10 p.m. During the big show, you will be transported back in time by a 17-piece orchestra and the Rat Pack. The event will be held at the Doubletree by Hilton, 1 Winona Park Place, Bay City, 48708. Tickets can be purchased by going online to theratpackgala.live. Individual tickets are $200 or $2,000 for a table of 10. The proceeds from the show will go to the Bay City Noon Rotary Charitable Foundation that focuses on youth and education in Bay County. Join us Saturday, February 19th for good food, great entertainment, and most important, a good cause. Visit theratpackgala.live.
Yes, I'm so sorry about the wait, ma'am. I'll be with you shortly. Carrie, how many appointments did you book at 2:30?
Jim's physical therapy clinic is pretty stretched.
That was some light stretching.
He needs another PT before patients get bent out of shape.
You get fresh ice back from Miss Davis's knee.
Indeed can help him hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. Instant Match instantly connects you with quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed match your sponsored job description. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Has this ever happened to you? Your significant other says, we've got to redo the kitchen, and you break out into a cold.
It's a common condition, something we call needless remodeling anxiety, and we've got the cure. Heck, we are the cure. Hi, I'm Tom Kreitler.
And I'm Leslie Segretti. Whether you do it yourself or direct it yourself, we can help you keep your project on track and on budget.
So join us this weekend for the Money Pit Home Improvement Radio Show.
The Money Pit, Saturday mornings at 9 on WSGW.
You are in the Premier Kitchen and Bath Gallery Showroom and Design Center studios of 100.5 and 790 News Radio WSGW.
And we're back with you on WSGW. Back to our phones. Al is in Midland. Al, good morning.
Good morning, Arthur, and thanks for inviting me into the conversations. Boy, you guys got some great bumper music.
Thanks.
Hey, just looking outside here, it's kind of snowing a little bit. I'm so glad that I went up to the store to get some turkey around 6:12 or something like that, 12 minutes after 6. I went, no snow at all, a little damp on the roads, 39 degrees. It was great driving.
Yeah, it's gone down since.
It's slippery everywhere.
Yeah, it's gone down.
So, I was just talking to Chandler how he was slip sliding into work today too.
Yeah, I went out to Saginaw Valley for a meeting this morning, and it was pretty slick out there. It was getting slick, just enough to make it slick.
Yeah. Hey, on this Whoopi Goldberg thing, her comments were so insensitive. For somebody coming from her background, and she hears the racial slurs and all the other insensitive stuff about people like her, and she doesn't have the understanding to understand how insensitive she is to make comments like that.
Yeah. Well, she got suspended for 2 weeks. I think they should have fired her, but that's beside the point.
She should have been fired. There's no excuse for having a public person on a national show and insensitive things like that. That's insane.
Yeah. Others have lost their jobs for less. So I
right.
Who knows? But I don't follow that show anyway, so I don't bother with it.
No, I don't either, but ABC needs to set an example. If they want the rest of the people on that show to behave, this is the thing to do right now. Shove her out the door and say, sayonara.
Yeah, they've done it before, so we'll have to watch and see what happens.
Just insensitive beyond belief.
Yep.
I just so hateful.
All right.
Unbelievable.
Good enough.
Thank you, sir. Have
Take
a
care.
nice morning.
You too. Bye-bye now. Let's go up to Harrison and talk to Ed this morning. Ed, good morning to you.
Good morning, Art.
Morning.
This morning you were talking about Ponce Deli Pete.
Oh.
We forgot to mention our forecaster here in Michigan, Woody Woodchuck.
And how does Woody Woodchuck do today?
He didn't. He got postponed because of bad weather. He won't do his forecast until Saturday.
Yeah, we had Puxatawny Phil, who says 6 more weeks of winter. Milltown Mel in New Jersey, he died, so he had no forecast. And so now we have to wait for our.
The news this morning, Woody Woodchuck got postponed because of bad weather.
I think we'll go with Phil 6 more weeks of this garbage. Oh, well.
Yeah.
It's fun to listen to him. It's fun to watch that stuff.
Bit of snow.
You know, and the nice thing about it is that lightens things up.
Yes. But when I heard that this morning, he was postponed because of
Bad weather. We can assume he wasn't going to see a shadow.
That's for sure. All right. You have a good day.
You too, Ed. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye now. And let's see. Mark is with us. This time he's in Mayo. He moves around a lot. Mark, good morning.
Good morning. How are you, sir?
All right.
Hey, you can almost see the sun up here in Mayo today.
Almost.
Really light out. Yep. Hey, so the divider-in-chief Biden could easily change that heading and go back to command. Put Merrick Garland in Seattle and overlook the videotapes of all the businesses that were destroyed and start going after the BLM rioters, insurrectionists of buildings. I just feel he could be a better commander-in-chief if he were to be equally and spend a year on investigating those type of riots and those type that went on in Chicago for over a year.
I caution you about one thing, Mark. I don't know that they were BLM rioters. There were BLM protests going on, but the rioters may not have been BLM people. They could have been just people looking to riot. And I think sometimes we get all that confused. I mean, that's what happened with the Trump rally in Washington. We had tens of thousands of people there to protest. They did so lawfully and legally, and a few hundred raided the Capitol. They're rioters as far as I'm concerned. They're not the same.
Fair enough. Yeah, fair enough. It'd still be great to see security cameras looked at as much as they were at the Capitol.
I agree.
Yeah.
Portland, too.
And, what's that?
Portland, too. Portland, Oregon.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And I just wanted your thoughts on that.
Yep. Listen, I'd be for it if they did that investigation, but it ain't going to happen. Not under this administration. Right. So.
And then the laptop, Hunter Biden's laptop, I hear that's going to be talked about after the 22 elections, as far as the information being handed over and stuff like that. So some of that stuff was true as far as his business dealings and so forth over traded diamonds.
Yeah, I'm sure of that, but it's become a political football. And to be honest with you, I don't think it'll have any impact on the 2022s. Our pocketbooks are going to have the impact on the 2022s.
So stay safe out there and enjoy
You too. Thanks a lot, Mark. Take care. Bye-bye now. More coming up. Lines open for you. It's the Art Lewis Show here on WSGW.
At Wildfire Credit Union, our team will tell you that everything we do is for our members because it's about you always.
I had a member who received an email that a reputable company that she works with was going to take a large amount of money out of her account. She was panicked and upset, and I walked her through what she needed to do. Told her the exact steps to do, and that I would keep an eye on her account. So she followed all of my instructions to the letter. And then the company that charged was a scam, and they gladly and apologetically assured her that everything would be just fine and the money would not come out of her account. So she was very grateful.
Saving members money, providing personalized service, going the extra mile. That's Wildfire Credit Union. Find out for yourself. Call, click, or come by any Wildfire location to experience banking the way it's supposed to be, where it's about you always. Wildfire Credit Union. Distinctively better. Member NCUA Equal Housing Lender.
It's time to think about your pig. You know, the propane tank in your backyard that heats your home? Well, there's no better company to fill your pig than Forward Energy. 3 counties. Forward Energy is a family-owned and operated propane supplier that's been fueling area homes, farms, and businesses since 1925. Fill your pig this year. Visit forwardenergy.com to find out about new customer pricing and programs.
Go forward with Forward Energy.
With this
this week's Spirit in 60, I'm Joey Batano. Oh, another busy week ahead for the Saginaw Spirit, coming off of a big win against division rival Flint on Sunday afternoon. The Spirit tied a season high with 7 goals, knocking off the Firebirds by a 5. The Spirit hit the road Tuesday to take on the Sarnia Sting before returning home Wednesday night to take on the Flint Firebirds. Puck drop is scheduled for 7:05. $7 upper-level tickets are available to students and military with proper identification, courtesy of Reader Landscaping. The Spirit return home this weekend to take on the Erie Otters on Saturday night and Sunday early evening. Puck drop at 7:05 Saturday night for Mary Freebrad Night in partnership with Covenant Healthcare. Puck drop Sunday is at 5:30 p.m. For tickets and more information, log on to SaginawSpirit.com and don't forget to visit us at our new store at 6321 State Street. For this week's Spirit in 60, I'm Joey Batano.
I like fresh eggs as much as the next guy, but maybe free-range chickens in the office wasn't a great idea.
We should just use Easy Cater. Breakfast, lunch, treats, on time, and as ordered.
And I bet they never preened their feathers in the conference room without reserving it first! There's a clipboard outside the door. You put your name.
It's not that hard, guys.
Some food just doesn't work at work, but Easy Cater just does. Food for work, on time, and as ordered from over 82,000 restaurants. Order 24/7 at easycater.com.
The WSGW Morning Team Show.
Art Lewis, did you do any pay-per-view event this weekend?
No.
Oh, then you didn't do this. Okay.
No.
So you weren't paying to see the first ever PFC event.
PFC event.
The Pillow Fight Championship.
Oh.
For the first time ever, Steve Williams, who is the man that had a dream of turning childhood horseplay into a professional combat sport. I kid you not. There was both women's divisions and men's divisions.
Well, it's a real workout, that's for sure.
Yeah.
That is. No, it is. I remember having pillow fights in gym class. I bet you can't even do pillow fights.
Dodgeball, can you do
Yeah,
pillow fights?
probably not.
Again, probably got lost with the football coverage.
Yeah. I was watching paint dry.
You better watch out. Some pillow fighter's going to come up and teach you a lesson.
Where I'm, we probably put rocks in the pillows.
You New Yorkers.
The Morning Team, weekdays 5:30 to 9 on WSGW.
And we're back with you on the Art Lewis Show. Lines open for you. A few more minutes left in this hour. As I listen to the conversations and participate in these conversations, my mind keeps going back to our founding fathers and how brilliant they were in the way they constructed the Constitution. They had the foresight to know two things. One, they had to have a mechanism to remove a president from office because of malfeasance, crimes, what have you. But they were also smart enough to know that by providing that tool, they needed to restrict its use for non-political purposes. So thus, in the same way that they made it difficult to amend the Constitution so that it's not done on political whim, they made it extremely difficult to remove a president from office. They did not make it difficult to impeach. Impeachment is nothing more than an accusation. And the House can do that at its will. Getting a conviction in the Senate, however, is a much different notion. So you have to think about these folks sitting around in the late 1700s, literally worrying about what life is going to be hundreds of years down the road, trying to construct a document which will allow this country to function and function well. You may not always like the way it's functioning, but that's politics. And the founding fathers were smart enough to know that any tool they gave to remove a president could be used as a political weapon for removing a president because you don't like his politics. They were smart enough to know that. It's amazing I think, how brilliant they were in constructing the Constitution. We've seen examples of it time after time. In the history of the country, there haven't been all that many impeachments. Most of them, for political reasons, have failed. All of them have failed to get by the Senate. No president's ever been impeached and removed from office. The only one that might have come close, but he quit before the impeachment, was Nixon. That one, if he had remained in office, was impeached, and went to trial in the Senate, he probably was in a tenuous position because there were members of his own party that were having a great deal of difficulty with Watergate and all the things that happened. But for the most part, when the tool has been used politically, it's failed. And that's just about every time. So hats off to the Founding Fathers for creating a nation from the ground up, a lot of which based on what they didn't like in the system of royalty that they came out of in the great, in the United Kingdom or whatever, Britain at the time, England at the time. They knew they wanted freedom of religion, and they wanted everybody to have it, and they wanted everybody to be able to express it in their own ways. They knew they wanted a strong press to be a watchdog on the government. They knew these things instinctively. They knew they wanted a society that could protect itself against its government, thus the Second Amendment. They knew all of these things back in the day. It is an amazing piece of structure, the Constitution. Absolutely amazing. And because of it, we've survived when many others might have fallen by the wayside. The United States of America is still here standing strong. Yes, you can argue maybe we've been stronger at times, maybe we've been weaker at times, but the fact is the underpinnings are still there and will be. All right, we're going to take a break, come back and close out this hour.
Keep the Saginaw Children's Zoo in mind while you're shopping for special gifts this year. Visit our website to purchase a membership. Make it a wild year and bring a gift from the zoo to your little ones. Stay connected to what's happening at the Saginaw Children's Zoo by visiting our website at SaginawZoo.com.
Saginaw Children's Zoo. How do you do?
70% of the Fortune 100 choose Zoom. With phone, chat, workspaces, apps, events, and video in a single platform, Zoom powers all your communications. Large enterprises, small businesses, and individuals use the secure Zoom platform to enable new ways of working, learning, hosting events, and supporting their customers. And now you can save 15% on meetings, chat, and phone with the Zoom United bundle. Visit zoom.com/bundle. Zoom, how the world connects.
And now an important message from Exergen. A critical new FDA study proves that non-contact thermometers are not accurate. They also have inaccurate information on their labels regarding accuracy. New COVID strains are on the rise, and non-contact manufacturers are being irresponsible at a time when accuracy matters. Accurate temperature measurements are essential. Switch to Exergen because they are accurate and backed by over 100 clinical studies. Be sure, be accurate with Exergen. Learn more at Exergen.com.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day.
Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/trial. That's ZipRecruiter.com/trial.
Hi, this is Mike Avery. You know you can hear my outdoor magazine show Sunday mornings, 9 till noon on WSGW. But now there's another option. Saturday morning, 6 till 9. Tune in for the latest outdoor news and information, hunting and fishing tips, wildlife and conservation issues, even some wild game cooking. That's Outdoor Magazine now on Saturday mornings too, 6 till 9, right here on WSGW 790 AM and 100.5 FM.
Hi, we're back with you just for a couple of seconds here because this hour is winding down. Next hour, we're going to talk to Dan Reed from Provost University about how Michigan is doing in STEM education and STEM investing and how the country is doing in the world. All of that coming up next hour, and we'll have open phones as time permits. It's all ahead here on WSGW. Stick around. We'll talk to you after the news.
From the Premier Kitchen and Bath Gallery Showroom and Design Center Studios.
This is WSGW, Saginaw, Bay City, Midland, WSGW FM, Carlton.
This is CBS News on the Hour, presented by Indeed.com.
I'm Deborah Rodriguez. Breaking news from Washington. President Biden is about to up the ante for Russia with tensions growing over Ukraine. Our team coverage begins with correspondent Cammie McCormick.
The Pentagon is expected to announce this hour that thousands of American troops will Poland and Germany, and others will transition within Europe. More will be moved to Romania, where there's already a U.S. troop presence. The Ukrainian foreign minister just said his country doesn't see any decrease along Ukraine's borders. Still, he doesn't believe their numbers are enough for a full invasion.
I'm Stephen Portnoy. The president has insisted that no U.S. troops would go into Ukraine itself, that their mission would be to reassure nervous allies at Vladimir Putin's doorstep. Mr. Biden has said he could see imposing sanctions on Putin personally and would certainly apply economic penalties that his country has never seen before. As Moscow tries to argue that NATO has forced the issue, it remains Washington's view that a war over Ukraine's relationship with the West is Putin's.
Massive winter storm is expected to stretch from the Rockies to the Northeast. Meteorologist David Parkinson says snow and freezing rain are already falling.
The situation for today is you've got likely several inches of snow in places like Illinois, northern Missouri, up into Indiana.
Fired Miami Dolphins coach Brian Flores, who's black, is suing the NFL over alleged racism. He says he was interviewed for jobs with Denver and New York after choices had been made to hire others. Flores tells CBS Mornings
humiliation, disbelief, anger. And I've worked so hard to get to where I am, to go on what was going to be what felt like or what was a sham interview. I was hurt.
The Broncos called Flores' allegations blatantly false. The rumors were true. The new name of Washington's football team is the Commanders. President Jason Wright.
It's a name that has the weight and meaning befitting a 90-year-old franchise.
Lots of first-timers up for Rock and Roll's Hall of Fame.
Anticipation. Nominated to the Hall along with Duran Duran. Rapper Eminem has been nominated too.
It's everything you ever wanted.
Others on a long list include Beck, Lionel Richie, Pat Benatar, Rage Against the Machine, and Dolly Parton.
Jolene. And Dionne Warwick's gotten her second nomination. Dow down 53. This is CBS News.
Find your next great hire with Indeed. Our hiring platform makes it easy to attract, screen, and interview candidates all in the same place. Visit Indeed.com/credit.
Sticks, Saturday, March 19th at Soaring Eagle Casino and Resort. Born in Chicago, raised on rock and roll, Tommy Shaw and Sticks. Too much time on my hands. Tickets start at $44 and on sale now at the Soaring Eagle and Eagles. Online at dtix.com. Sticks, playing all the hits. Saturday, March 19th at Soaring Eagle Casino and Resort. Get your rock on. Party and play with Sticks at Soaring Eagle Casino and Resort. and Sticks, Saturday, March 19th at Soaring Eagle Casino. Tickets on sale now. Details at SoaringEagleCasino.com.
We're proud. You and your family. Proud to be found in your kitchen, the heart of your home. And it doesn't really matter what you make with Pioneer Sugar, whether it's with our granulated white, light brown, or soft confectioners. It's the memories you'll make using it that will matter the most. Pioneer Sugar, pure and all natural, made from sugar beets grown right here. What could be sweeter than that?
If your wireless bill feels good, really good, so good you gotta try it. With Straight Talk, you can get our Silver Unlimited plan for just $45 a month. Now with unlimited high-speed data, plus 5 gigabytes hotspot data, and no contract, with nationwide 5G on America's best networks. Why pay a whole lot for your data when you can get unlimited for a whole lot less? Straight Talk Wireless. No contract, no compromise. 5G capable device required. Actual availability, coverage, and speed may vary. See terms and conditions at straighttalk.com.
From the 100.5 and 790 newsroom, this is WSGW News.
It's 30 degrees at 10:05. Good morning, I'm Dave Maurer. A winter storm warning is in effect for southern lower Michigan for today and tomorrow. Some areas, especially southwest Michigan, could see up to 14 inches of snow. There are dozens of school closings and some business closings as a result. In our immediate area, we are expecting up to 5 inches to 7 inches of snow when the snow begins to taper off after midnight tonight. Some advice from AAA to keep your car winter weather ready in case of an emergency. The group says drivers should have at least half a tank of gas. If you get stranded or stuck in an extended traffic jam, AAA recommends turning the engine off for a period to conserve gas, then back on to reheat the vehicle when it gets too cold. The drivers should also make sure the exhaust. Those with electric vehicles should plan to make frequent stops for charging. For those who must be on the road over the next couple of days, AAA says to pack an emergency kit with a cell phone charger, a first aid kit, extra blankets, hats, drinking water, and non-perishable snacks. Today's vehicles have a lot of modern safety systems that can help you get through bad weather safely if you use them properly. Here's Autobit reporter Jeff Gilbert.
Traction control, stability control, and crash prevention systems should stay on as you're driving, says GM safety engineer Tricia Morrow. And do your best to keep sensors clean. Four-wheel drive is great, but it's not perfect.
There really isn't any feature that can overcome Mother Nature. The roads are still going to be slippery. They're still going to be snow-covered with less visibility.
It's best not to use slippery roads and keep pushing when it comes to anti-lock brakes because they do the pumping for you. Jeff Gilbert, the Michigan News Network.
Dow Chemical, the Saginaw Community Foundation, Saginaw Public School District, and Delta College have announced the launch of the Dow Treasure Academy. The Academy is a 3-year educational program to support a more equitable talent pipeline for students with diverse backgrounds. Through the initiative, 18 freshman students from will have access to mentors, educational materials, field trips, and project-based learning opportunities. 10 Dow employee mentors will spend around 3 years building relationships with students and helping to remove barriers to their development. The program will support 2 of Dow's strategic global citizenship priorities, building inclusive communities and developing tomorrow's innovators. WSGW News Time, 10:07.
This is Rachel from the SVRC Marketplace, located at 203 South Washington, right on Riverfront Saginaw. This winter weather sure is cold, so what better way than to warm up inside? We offer global flavors like Creole Queens with her famous gumbo, and El Farolito with their popular tacos, sweet treats from Mini Donut Delight Factory, Handmade wares with Bling and Jewelry Boutique and Asia's Wigs and Apparel. Comics, anyone? Check out Source Point Press. We welcome a new business, Cafe Versus, formerly Circus Snacks. Come shop inside the SVRC Marketplace. Open Wednesday through Saturday, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Need a rental space? Check out the Marketplace. Join us for our Kids and Kisses event, Family Fun, on February 19th with DJ Ryan Russo and Electric Taco. Check out our Facebook page for more information. We thank you for the continued support of our small businesses. Remember to go support small business, and we will see you at the market.
News time 10:09. For the first time since the beginning of the pandemic in March 2020, Isabella County is not under a state of emergency. The state of emergency order was put in place as the COVID-19 pandemic ramped up. But at its Tuesday meeting, the County Board of Commissioners in a unanimous vote. Police in Flint are asking the public's help in locating a missing teen girl. 16-year-old Patriana Renee Messenger was last seen around 8 p.m. on January 19th, reported missing from Ridgecrest Apartments. Messenger is 5'2", 115 pounds, with brown hair and eyes. Police say she may be headed to the Kalamazoo area. Her whereabouts is asked to call 911 or Officer Hewley at 810-237-6824. Get ready for that no-fault auto insurance refund. Michigan drivers who were insured under the state's former no-fault insurance law will soon get $400 from the Michigan Catastrophic Claims Association.
The MCCA will turn over the funds to insurance companies by March 9, 2022, and we have issued a bulletin requiring each auto insurer to release the funds to all eligible drivers within 60 days of receiving the money from the MCCA. So within 60 days at the latest, from March 9, policyholders should see those funds in their accounts or receive their checks.
Anita Fox is director of the Michigan Department of Insurance and Financial Services. If you're eligible to receive a refund, you will not need to do anything. A check will be mailed to the policy address on file or electronically deposited into your account. When you see news happening, call the WSGW newsroom at 752-0790. It's 1010. I'm Dave Maurer.
Here's your WSGW weatherology forecast. A winter weather advisory is in effect here for the forecast area. We'll see periods of snow here. Inches possible to accumulate. Cloudy sky conditions, temperatures steady early, then slowly fall throughout the day. Winds out of the north around 5 to 10 miles per hour, gusting as high as 20. And for tonight, a chance for snow, cloudy, a low near 16. Thursday, a chance for some snow here, cloudy skies, a high of 19 degrees. Friday, partial sunshine develops, a high around 18. Saturday, mostly sunny sky conditions, a high of 23 degrees. I'm meteorologist Jennifer Wojcicki with the WSGW weatherology forecast. Currently, it's 29.
Now, the only local radio talk show offering you the chance to ask your opinions from around your block to around the world. The Art Lewis Show is on 100.5 and 790 WSGW and online, WSGW.com.
Well, good morning to you. Welcome back to hour number 2 of the Art Lewis Show here on WSGW, coming to you from my Saginaw Spirit Home studio. And we are brought to you today by Linda Shepard at Pinnacle Realty for all of your residential, commercial real estate needs. Let Linda go to work for you. Give her a call at 989-295-7713 or stop in and visit her at The Point, M46 and M47 in Saginaw Township, where you'll also find Cafe 476 and its delicious soups, foods, and beverages. We're going to talk about STEM education in the United States and where it sits in the world and where Michigan sits. Because there was a recent study in 2022 talking about that very thing. To help us understand it, we have with us this morning the Provost of the University of Utah. We say good morning to Dan Reed. Dan, good morning to you. Whoop, I don't hear you. Make sure your microphone is not muted.
All right, let's try that
again.
There
we go. Now we got you.
All right.
Good morning to you. So let me ask, first of all, what the University of Utah's involvement was in this publication.
Well, I wear multiple hats. In this case, I am a member of the National Science Board. That's a presidentially appointed board of 24 scientists from around the country. Our job is to do two things. One, to oversee the U.S. National Science Foundation, which provides research funding for students and faculty at universities around the country. The other is to provide advice to the country about the future of STEM education. And this report is congressionally mandated that every 2 years, the Science Foundation and the Science Board issue a report assessing the state of STEM education and the state of STEM research in the U.S.
So, Dan, let's start with just a basic overview, because it's my understanding year after year it seems to get worse and worse where we align in the world in terms of STEM education. We seem to be dropping, not doing better at it. Am I misreading that?
We are definitely losing ground in STEM education. So, for example, if you look at 15-year-old, the ranking of U.S. 15-year-olds in math education, we rank between, in the last study, between Turkey and Hungary, which puts us in the mid to low 30s among US and European countries. And that's not budged for years. We do a bit better in science literacy, but you're absolutely right. The state of STEM education in the US, certainly at the K-12 level, remains a challenge. At the college level and postgraduate level, the US remains a global magnet for talent. So international students continue to come to the U.S. Despite the pandemic. There was some downturn, but we're still a global magnet for talent. But domestically, we're struggling, not only in performance, but in numbers. And there are huge differences among different groups in the U.S., but it's strongly tied to the socioeconomic status of the schools and the students.
So let's talk for a moment about a little bit of history in all of this. You know, we go from a strong position of being a science leader in the world and the innovators of the world for many, many decades. There is a huge push for STEM education right now everywhere. I mean, including right here, because we have Dow sitting in our backyard and they are huge pushers of STEM education because they need those folks. I guess the question is, what happened? How did we slide down this slippery slope and lose ground to the rest of the world, or did we stay stagnant and they just bypassed us?
It's a little bit of both, but it's mostly the latter. The level of investment in other parts of the world rose because they saw what had made us successful. If you think about what's happened in this country since the Second World War, the way that science and technology has transformed our society has really been profound. In addition to that, if you look at jobs, it's very clear that even though STEM jobs took a hit in the pandemic, they were far more resilient than other kinds of jobs, and the pay in general is higher. And bear in mind that when we're talking about STEM jobs here, we're talking about everything from what community colleges might teach, where people go out and actually are the implementers of some things, all the way up through PhDs from graduate school. So it's a whole spectrum of people. But the rest of the world saw that a STEM-driven economy was a path to a more robust economy and a better life for their citizens, and they've stepped up their investment. That's particularly pronounced in the case of China.
Did we give away a lot of that technology? Did we teach
Well,
the world how to do what we do?
Well, we certainly, one of the hallmarks of global scientific collaboration is, in fact, information sharing. One of the things I used to say in a previous life when I was an executive at Microsoft is talent doesn't respect socioeconomic status across generations. Talent comes from everywhere, and successful countries will cultivate that. So you build those bridges to attract talent, and you collaborate. To be sure, the U.S. is locked in a global competition economically with China in ways that certainly were not true in the past. And it's a delicate balancing act between supporting open collaboration and scientific discovery on the one hand, not discriminating against people because of their background, because we have a lot of very successful and valuable Chinese immigrants, permanent residents and citizens in the U.S., but also recognizing that there are some sensitive technologies that are really important for national security, and that one needs to be careful about how those are shared.
That's a huge problem today, isn't it? Not only corporate espionage, but stealing secrets or forcing the transfer of secrets. If you want to do business in our country, for example, in China, if you want to build a factory, they're going to own most of it, and you're going to provide their technology. It's a difficult situation, isn't it?
It is. As I said, it's a balancing act because we do want collaboration and partnership, and it's important that we not slide over into a discriminatory response. It is a complicated process, but I think the key issues are we want the U.S. to be a magnet for talent. If you look at so many of the successful inventors and inventions that have happened in this country, they're the products of innovation by immigrants. And a large fraction of our STEM workforce, particularly at the postgraduate level, are international students. And one of the real problems we have in the country is not just the performance of our students, but the absolute numbers of U.S. students who are going into STEM fields. We in this report talk about the missing millions, and it truly is millions of people. And it's in every category, from underrepresentation of women, underrepresentation of Blacks, Hispanics, and other traditionally underrepresented groups. And all of those things are strongly tied, as I said, to the socioeconomic status of families. But even white students are underperforming in STEM relative to some of our international peers. But, it's a core problem, how we address that shortfall, because that's what's going to fuel the future U.S. economy.
All right, hang on. I've got to take a break. We'll come back and talk more about it. We're talking to Dan Reed. He's the provost of the University of Utah. We're talking about STEM education and retaining those folks in this country. More ahead on the Art Lewis Show.
Are you ready for retirement? Well, Jason and Carl Kreiderman with Great Lakes Investment Advisors have a new book that can help make retiring easier. In Empower Your Retirement, they talk about how a well-thought-out financial plan can make the difference between just surviving and thriving in retirement. Using everyday language, this book explores how a simple process all the bases of your financial life, including how taxes can affect your retirement and much more. Your finances are too important to leave to chance. Empower Your Retirement is written to help you understand the must-dos to prepare for the retirement you desire. Get your free copy of Empower Your Retirement by calling 989-848-1188. That's 989-848-1188. And for more on retirement planning, tune into Jason and Carl's radio show, Your Financial Empower Hour, every Sunday morning at 8. Firm provides insurance services, investment advisory services offered by Great Lakes Investment Advisors, Inc., a registered investment advisor firm in the state of Michigan. Investing involves risk, including the potential loss of principal.
What's all the buzz about nasal irrigation and Navage? And should I try it? Here's the science. Airborne germs invade through your nose. It's the body's air filter for trapping allergens and viruses. When your nose gets clogged, it's less effective and germs multiply. Eventually, your immune system can get overwhelmed, and nasal irrigation is an effective, all-natural way to clean your nose. It's not a drug. It's more like plumbing. Saline goes in one nostril, around the back of the nose, and out the other nostril, flushing out mucus and germs. I'm Martin Hoke, and I invented Navage to make cleaning your nose easy. It's the world's only nose cleaner with powered suction. Navage pulls out the bad stuff so you can breathe better, sleep deeper, snore less, and feel healthier. At Walgreens, CVS, Rite Aid, Target, Bed Bath, and Walmart. Or go to Navage.com for a free gift with purchase. Over 2 million sold. Navage, Navage. Clean nose, healthy life.
I'm Susan Lee, and this is the Fox Business Report.
Stocks open mixed. Investors are looking today at a discouraging reading on the job market. Payroll processing company ADP says the number of new jobs created by private employers declined by 1,000 in January. ADP blames the Omicron variant of COVID, but says that impact is likely temporary. Alphabet, parent of Google, reported another strong quarter of growth and says it will split its stock 20-for-1. Chipmaker Advanced Micro Devices forecast is stronger than expected, though PayPal offered a disappointing forecast for the year. General Motors earnings rose. It plans to step up production of some electric vehicles. And Starbucks says it's still dealing with higher prices and will be charging more. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Ginny Cosola, invested in you.
Biden's massive spending plan has expanded America's money supply and taken money out of your pocket. But you can fight back against runaway inflation by sheltering your IRA or 401k with gold through Birch Gold Group. This is Stephen K. Bannon, and I'm proud to be a customer of Birch Gold. Join me. Birch Gold has created a free retirement with gold in a tax-sheltered account. Just text the words SHELTER to 989898. Text SHELTER to 989898 and learn how to shelter your IRA or 401k with gold.
Listen to this station anytime, anywhere on Odyssey. Odyssey is your new audio home for all the music, news, sports, and podcasts that matter to you. Odyssey. That's AUDACY.
The WSGW Morning Team Show.
WSW online poll, Super Bowl 56 prediction, Sunday, February 13th, 790 News Radio, WSGW will broadcast Westwood 1 Super Bowl 56 coverage. Starts with all the pregame at 2 p.m. Lions fans may have a special interest with former quarterback Matthew Stafford leading the way for the Los Angeles Rams. Lions fans also should take note. Just 2 years ago, the Bengals were the worst team in the NFL. We might have a couple of reasons that we like this game. I don't know.
It's good! The fairy tale continues. Bengals and the Rams, they're going to the Super Bowl.
Whole question is simple. What team do you want to win Super Bowl 56? Do you want the Bengals? Do you want the Rams? Do you want the Rams only because you are rooting for Matthew Stafford? You could also vote, I don't care. Head to WSW.com, scroll on the homepage, make your vote for Super Bowl LVI, and thank you for doing so.
The Morning Team Show, weekdays 5:30 to 9 on WSGW.
All right, we're back with you here on WSGW, talking to Dan Reed. He is the Provost of the University of Utah. We're talking about STEM survey, science and technology, engineering and math, and how the U.S. is doing worldwide. And Dan, I have to ask this question before we get into some of the Michigan data here that I have. You mentioned a number of times now that we are attracting international students into our post-secondary education programs, masters, PhDs, what have you. Do we retain them or do we educate them and ship them back home?
So the good news is the majority of them want to stay, and that's historically been true. Now, as other economies rise in prominence and the local opportunities increase, the numbers are declining. And so if you think about what happened after the Second World War, the U.S. really was the global economic superpower and the scientific superpower. And so if you aspire to be a leading scientist or engineer, the U.S. was the place to go. And that's still true, but it is more competitive than it once was. And this speaks to many things. It speaks to the economic and intellectual opportunities, but it also gets into complicated issues around immigration policy. But as I said before, a large fraction of the innovation of this country for most of the last 75 years has rested on the talent because the U.S. has attracted the best and brightest that this planet could produce. And they have made huge contributions to this country.
It's interesting you say that. I'll relate a story to you, which you'll appreciate. We have a golf tournament here in mid-Michigan for the LPGA, the Ladies Professional Golf Association. It's called the Dow Great Lakes Bay Invitational. And I'm a part of the steering committee on that. And in talking to Jim Fitterling, who is the chairman and CEO of Dow, I said, Jim, why do you put up the millions of dollars for this tournament as a company? He said, Art, he said, it's promotion I can't afford to buy otherwise. How else can I get worldwide attention? Because he said, if I can bring people here, I can keep them here. The trick is getting them here.
Right.
So they use this tournament, for example, as a platform to introduce the world to Midland, Michigan, and to Dow. And he says it works. But he says, I've got to get them here first. Once I get them here, then I can keep them here. Is that true of these students coming over?
It absolutely is. And the way that we attract them is by virtue of federal support to universities. We subsidize their graduate education. And they come and they engage in leading edge research. They get connections to U.S. companies and universities, and a large fraction of them stay. Now, I hasten to add that we need more domestic talent as well. So both of those pipelines have to work to fuel the U.S. economy. We want to continue to attract global talent, but we need a larger fraction of the U.S. workforce in those STEM jobs as well, because the combination is what will help us remain globally competitive.
Yeah, that's true, but many will point to the fact this country was built by immigrants, and we need the immigrants, but we also need the locals, no doubt about it. Now,
absolutely, we need both.
So here's the quagmire we find ourselves in, and the data I have about Michigan, according to this, the annual cost of attending a 4-year in-state public institution in Michigan is rising rapidly, up $9,000 some odd dollars since 2000. How do we pay for this? How do we pay for higher education? We're saddling these people with huge debts when they come out of school. Is there an answer?
Well, I think it's going to take a rethinking of what we value nationally. If you look in the U.S., the cost of public higher education, which comes from, it's supported by multiple sources, obviously, some from the tuition that families pay, some from state support, some from philanthropy, but in essentially every state in the U.S., the fraction of costs have become an X-curve. State support has declined as private contributions have had to rise. Not surprisingly, if you come from a poor family or you're a first-generation student, and I was one of those, it's becoming more challenging for you to go to school. And as I said, talent doesn't really respect the economic status of parents. That's one of the great things about it. So this notion of, are we willing to invest in our future as a country, is really one of those deep political questions that we're wrestling with. And it relates to everything from the questions about investing in physical infrastructure, our roads and bridges and those kinds of things, to investing in our intellectual future. And I realize there's strongly held opinions on all sides of that, but the rest of the world is not hesitating. They are investing in their future.
Could we say, Dan, that for a youngster in a low socioeconomic situation, that if they want to go to school, there is a way? With grants, scholarships, and what have you. They can get there if they want, can't they?
They can. It's harder than it once was, but yes, the way that institutions have stepped up and tried to offer scholarships, financial aid need-based, and also academic scholarships, work study, there are absolutely ways. There are also less expensive paths that involve starting in our community colleges and then transferring to four-year colleges. So yes, the door is still open, and it is important. And that's one of the messages we really wanted to hark on in this report is we need everyone to understand how important this is, not only leaders, but individuals, that the economic opportunities are there. If you take this step, you will be rewarded with a high-paying job, and one that is much more secure than in many other kinds of domains.
I noticed in some of the stats that I have here in Michigan, about a quarter of our workforce is involved in a STEM job, but only about half of those have a college education. You don't need a 4-year degree to get a good paying STEM job, do you?
No, you don't. And that's one of the other things that we really tried to emphasize in this report, that many of the so-called trade jobs that we might have historically thought of as blue-collar jobs involve STEM knowledge. If you are an electronics technician, you're a STEM worker. And those jobs do not require 4-year degrees. In fact, those are actually the majority of STEM jobs.
I mean, you're going to go into construction today, you almost need a STEM education because you're dealing with math and all that.
The way that
almost every
computing
job
has permeated essentially everything we do. I'm a computer person. Yes, technology is really the foundation of essentially every job today. And that first step up by getting a certificate, much less even getting an associate degree, can make a huge difference in your economic future. And so that preparation and transition from secondary school to community college is a stepping stone to those. Even if you view the economics of a college education as daunting, that's a much lower cost path.
Okay, I want to look at sort of the light at the end of the tunnel, not everything dark, but did this report have good news in it? Was there some good news for this country?
There is. The U.S. is still the locus of innovation. If you want to think of this as a race, certainly there were years past where we were laps ahead. We are still ahead in many places, not by as much as we were, but we are still the locus of innovation. And let me just use a very topical example. The COVID vaccines would not have happened had it not been because of U.S. scientific leadership. We certainly partnered with Asia and Europe, but the basic research that drove those vaccines, that allowed us to produce a vaccine miracle in an incredibly small amount of time, was because of the U.S. scientific leadership. And so there are many areas in my domain in computing technology. The U.S. is still the world leader in many areas of basic biomedical research. It's true as well.
And what's interesting about that, particularly the vaccines, is that research started years ago before the pandemic. They've been researching mRNA vaccines for 5-6 years now. So they had the basic technology to move quickly to form the vaccine.
That's right. And that's why we sometimes call investment in basic research the miracle machine, because it is when you need a miracle, you're depending on that long set of research that can be brought to service to address a critical societal problem. And that's the nature of that investment. You can't anticipate when you might need it. You invest in that talent and those ideas to prepare yourself for the unexpected.
Dan, can you hang on for one more segment?
Absolutely.
All right, we're going to take a break. Come back. We're talking to Dan Reed, the provost of the University of Utah. More ahead.
This winter, pack away your snow shovel and put the back-breaking job of digging out on ice with a Honda snowblower from Wolf Isles Ace Hardware in Saginaw. When there's snow in the forecast, don't sweat it. Put the chill on winter work with high-quality, dependable machines from Honda. Quick-starting engines with plenty of heavy-duty power let these snowblowers handle whatever old man winter dishes in the molehills. And they're adjustable, so you can throw the snow where it needs to be, out of your way. Turn up the heat on snow and ice and see your way clear this winter with a rugged Honda snowblower. Check out the complete line of Honda snowblowers today. Think of it as driveway access insurance. See Wolf Isles Ace Hardware, 5818 State Street, Saginaw, where customer service still exists. Open 7 days.
It's the sound of a good deal. That's music to your ears.
Do you promise to love, honor, and cherish, forsaking all others? Now, by the power vested in me, I now pronounce you roommates. Go forth.
That's not the vow you took. But if struggles with CPAP have you and your spouse sleeping in separate rooms, it might be time to look into Inspire. Inspire works inside the body with just the click of a remote. That's right, just a button. No mask, no hose, just sleep. Inspire. Sleep apnea innovation.
Talk to your doctor to see if Inspire is right for you. Review important safety information at inspiresleep.com.
Grab your silk top hat and your best flapper dress and foxtrot the night away with the Disability Network of Mid-Michigan at Feathers and Fedoras, a Roaring 20s gala benefiting independent living programs for people with disabilities. Saturday, February 12th. Enjoy delicious food. Dance to the music by Stone Street Revival. Hit the speakeasy for Giggle Waters. Tickets are $50 per person. RSVP at www.dnmm.org/FAF. Feathers and Fedoras. Saturday, February 12th at Horizons Conference Center in Saginaw.
Now an important message from Exergen.
A critical new FDA study proves that the widely used non-contact thermometers are not accurate and have high probabilities for false negative readings. New COVID strands are on the rise, and non-contact manufacturers are being irresponsible at a time when accuracy matters most. Accurate temperature measurements are essential. Don't wait. Switch to Exergen because they are accurate and backed by over 100 clinical. Be accurate with Exergen. Learn more at Exergen.com.
I like fresh eggs as much as the next guy, but maybe free-range chickens in the office wasn't a great idea.
We should just use Easy Cater. Breakfast, lunch, treats, on time, and as ordered.
And I bet they never preen their feathers in the conference room without reserving it first! There's a clipboard outside the door. You put your name.
It's not that hard, guys. Some food just doesn't work at work, but Easy Cater just does. Food for work, on time, and as ordered from over 82,000 restaurants. Order 24/7 at easycater.com.
When you fill your prescriptions at Walgreens, you can track the progress of your order and know the price of your prescriptions before you go to pick them up. And anytime you have questions, use Pharmacy Chat to ask an expert 24 hours a day. Help with your meds from Walgreens. Side effects may include breathing a little easier because your prescription stress melted away. Learn more on the Walgreens app.
This price isn't final. This is an estimated price based on your insurance coverage.
RocketGrabPlus.com. Why would you pay full price when you know that you can save at RocketGrabPlus.com? You can check out our deals going on right now from Nom Nom Ninja, 120 Fitness, Uplift Creative Center, Woody's Hot Dogs, Wonder Burger, King's Fish and More, and the Hamptons Boutique Tanning and Salon. Half off? You bet. It's all at RocketGrabPlus.com. RocketGrabPlus.com.
Going wide, cuts out in front of the Red Wing goal, slows it down, shoots, Hickard the save, and the Red Wings win the game in a shootout.
The Red Wings play 7:15 tonight on 790 News Radio WSGW.
This is the Premier Kitchen and Bath Gallery Showroom and Design Center Studios, 100.5 and 790 WSGW.
And we're back with you on the Art Lewis Show here on WSGW on this Wednesday morning, talking to Dan Reed. And Dan, I've been calling you the provost, but you've actually moved up in the world, haven't you? You're now the presidential professor of computer science and all of that good stuff.
That's right. Just changed jobs just a few weeks ago, but still very much involved in the future of the university.
All right, let's talk about future. I like that word. We have this report. It defines where the United States stands in the rest of the world. How do we fix it?
Well, I think that's a tall order, Art.
I know.
I'll give you a few thoughts. And, you know, like all complicated things, there were no easy and immediate answers. Some of it depends on what we do at the state and local level. Because so much of our education system is state and locally funded and managed. So it means looking hard at how we teach and support STEM education, because one of the places that we lose so many students in STEM is very early, not at the end of high school, but sometimes in grade school and middle school. And so how we make those things exciting and relevant to kids' lives. We sometimes take all the fun out of science education, and it is truly fun if it's taught well, is one set of issues. But some of that very practically speaks to investing in our schools, because there's a strong correlation with the investment in education and the socioeconomic status of the regions where schools are. Often our poor students get the worst education. And so this cycle of poverty can be entrapping. The other is what we do at the national level. When you ask about what the rest of the world was doing, they've stepped up our game. And it's not so much that the U.S. has fallen behind because we declined to invest. It's because others invested more. And so how we think about reinvigorating our enterprise, not just in people, but in the enabling infrastructure, is a piece of that. And a lot of the political battles in Washington are about those levels of investment and the challenges associated with that. Historically, the U.S. has invested somewhere between 2 and 3% of GDP in scientific R&D. And that has not changed much since the 1970s. And as I said, other parts of the world have increased percentages. If you look at the curves, China is growing rapidly as a percentage of investment, and it has surpassed the U.S. in number of research publications and number of patents that are issued. Now, you can have difficult conversations about quantity versus quality, to be sure, but those curves have crossed. So some is national and some is very much state and local, but difficult decisions and sort of related to the broad question about investing in the future. And this really is the pay it forward model, because so many of these things will not have immediate impacts on our lives, but they will on our children's lives and their children's lives.
I don't know about the rest of the country, but here in mid-Michigan, there is, as I mentioned earlier, a big push for STEM. We have science fairs, we have robotics clubs and robotics competitions, and I see these young faces building these robotics, and they're shining. I mean, they're just thrilled to watch their invention do its thing. Somehow, we've, I don't know, nationally, we seem to have lost that luster. I'm old. I'm in my upper 70s. When I went to school and I was raised in New York City, I was a science freak. I was a nerd, no two ways about it. And in chemistry and all of those things, and couldn't wait to compete or to do things in chemistry club or stuff like that. Where did we lose that?
Well, I'm a bit younger than you, but I had that same experience. I certainly watched the Apollo program with just open mouth fascination.
Yep.
And that's what I was alluding to. We often teach science as if it's this dry, desiccated, abstract process, and it's a very human endeavor. It's about following hunches and curiosity and trying things and collaborating with people. I'm not quite sure. It still exists. I mean, those clubs you mentioned, but it is invigorating that notion among students that this is the most exciting thing you could possibly do. It's a way to understand the world around you. It's a way to make your life and the lives of people around you better. And I can tell you that sense of both the shining excitement you were talking about, the joy of seeing something, is something that persists. That's what keeps people in the science business. And I can tell you, as a practicing scientist, that moment when you realize you might be the first human on the planet who ever actually do this thing, there is nothing like it in the world. But it's that passion and that sense of excitement that we have to cultivate in kids. And that means giving our teachers the resources and the training about how to inspire them with the things that they can do in this world.
Oh, you bring up a whole new topic, the teachers, because we have to figure out how to attract them. Before you can teach them, you have to have the teacher to teach it. And we're losing teachers today at record numbers. It's unfortunate, but we are. We had a caller ask how they can access the STEM survey.
Absolutely. It's pretty easy to find. Let me give you a URL. Let me just pull it up here real quickly. If you go to ncses.nsf.gov, that's ncses.nsf.gov, you'll be able to search it there. It's called the State of U.S. Science and Engineering 2022.
Well, Dan, listen, I want to thank you for spending all this time with us this morning. Very enlightening.
It's been my pleasure, Art.
We'll have to do it again down the road and see if we're making any progress. Would be
Absolutely.
nice. All right, my friend, thank you for joining us and have yourself a great day. How's your snow in Utah?
We got about 2 inches last night here in Salt Lake City, more in the mountains, but it's just below freezing this morning here.
No, you're about like we are right now. All right. Thanks for being with us today. Have a great day.
All right. My pleasure.
Bye-bye now. Dan Reed, and we thank him much for joining us. He's a presidential professor of computer science and the like at the University of Utah, where he formerly was provost, but he went up in the world to be the presidential professor appointed by the president of the university. I'm assuming we will take a break and then be back with one final segment to talk about this here on the Art Lewis Show.
Sick of waiting for your furniture to arrive? Menards has the furniture you need in stock. Plus, you get a free rug. That's right. Buy any upholstered living room furniture at $299 or more and get a free 5x7 area rug. That's $149.99 in savings. Need a new chair? How about a sectional, a new recliner, or love seat? Buy one today, get a free rug. Hurry up. Get to Menards before they're gone.
Save big money at Menards.
At Wildfire Credit Union, our team will tell you that everything we do is for our members because it's about you always.
Recently, I was working with a member to purchase an auto loan and saw an opportunity to help them save some money. By refinancing their credit card debt, we were able to save them over $600 a month. This is one of the many ways that we deliver outstanding service to our members.
Delivering marvelous experiences, saving members money, providing personalized service, going the extra mile. That's Wildfire Credit Union. It's what we do every day. Find out for yourself. Call 800-227-2328. Click on wildfirecu.org or come by any Wildfire location to experience banking the way it's supposed to be, where it's about you always. Wildfire Credit Union. Distinctively better than. These are actual examples of savings and not guaranteed in every situation.
Krizak's House Family Restaurant is proud to be a business that serves this area with the finest in dining and takeout services, and grateful for all of you who have supported them. They look forward to serving all of you. Every day is takeout day at Krizak's, today from 11 to 7, Friday and Saturday 11 to 8. Krizak's House Family Restaurant at the corner of Cass and Michigan on Bay City's south side. For takeouts or reservations, parties, events, call 894-5531. That's Krizak's.
Yes, I'm so sorry about the wait, ma'am. I'll be with you shortly. Carrie, how many appointments did you book at 2:30?
Jim's physical therapy clinic is pretty stretched.
That was some light stretch.
He needs another PT before patients get bent out of shape.
You get a fresh ice pack from Miss Davis's knee.
Indeed can help him hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. Instant Match instantly connects you with quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed match your sponsored job description. Credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
On the next Markley Van Camp and Robbins show, I guess we'll try to make sense of it all. That is a very, very difficult job. We will have fun.
Markley Van Camp and Robbins, weekdays at noon on 100.5 and 790. News Radio WSGW.
I'm back with you here on the Art Lewis Show. A few minutes left if you want to get in real quick, if you got some comments, get you on, but not too much time left. So if you're going to do it quickly. I want to thank Dan Reed for being with us. Again, let me give you that website if you wish to look at this study on STEM. ncses.nsf.gov. Again, ncses.nsf.gov. And it's interesting that we have a country here that was built on innovation and technology, and yet the rest of the world seems to be passing us by now because we've been stagnant and they haven't. So anyway, unrelated question from a caller for future discussion. He's upset that COVID tests from Biden administration are manufactured in South Korea, wonders why Biden administration tests aren't American made. The only answer I can come up with, and this is a guess on my part, and we will discuss it. It's a good question. I don't know that we have the manufacturers here doing it to the number that they needed. That's the only answer I can come up with. But then you have to ask yourself, well, gee, that's not the only thing. Think of this. Think of this now. When COVID hit, the vaccines are being developed, medications are being developed. The raw materials were coming from China. How did we allow ourselves to become so dependent on another country? It's a valid question. Jim is in Kochville. Jim, good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Lewis. How are you today?
We're doing well.
Snowy day.
Yeah, we're doing well.
I'm inside sipping on coffee, watching the snow. It's my favorite spot. Anyway, I was involved a couple of years ago, 2 years ago, with robotics with the school, and it was a lot of fun. The kids, like you said, they would have the problem. We were new at doing this, and then they had to figure out how to fix it.
Yeah.
And the kids were, and actually we had a lot of parent involvement too, which is amazing in this day and age, because it was fun with the kids. They would program the stuff, and next so they had to figure out what's going wrong, and it was quite interesting watching the young kids. In fact, we had more joy in it afterwards because they seen the fun the other ones were having.
Well, the one thing about it, is when you are presented with a problem in robotics, it teaches your mind how to work around problems and how to find solutions.
That's true. And to change the subject real quickly, we also I used to tutor in our parochial schools, and 2 years before that, we had a exchange student come in, and this exchange student, I think, was from Korea. Okay, South Korea, right?
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, and we were talking to this person, and they were surprised at how far behind we were. We asked her, she was only a junior or sophomore, and she was already studying physics.
Yeah.
And they go to school 6 days a week, and I said, what about after church on Sunday? Oh, we study economics.
There's
No
something to consider about this, though. There's something that's in the Asian culture, that going to school and doing well in your studies honors your parents. And it has been historic in the Asian culture forever, whether it's Chinese, Korean, Japanese. It is most important to them to honor their parents, and they do that through their studies. And it shows. It shows.
Well, I can see why we could be behind this stuff when this young person was so far advanced to our high school. Our high school, she was doing stuff that our seniors in high school were doing, and she was only a sophomore.
Yeah, she was doing college level in high school.
Right, and this was 5-6 years ago. What I mean? It's been going on for a long time.
Yeah.
But it's just our kids are out there, but they're, like I said, the robotics was fun watching them, and I said, with any other project, because they like what their kids were doing.
Yeah,
so.
Absolutely. All right, Jim, I appreciate
Have a
it.
great day.
Thanks for calling. Bye
Have a
bye
great
now.
one.
And I think what it points out too, and I know this was true for me decades ago when I went to school. Teacher makes all the difference. You got a teacher that's exciting and teaches well, you'll learn. Very, very important. Back to close out after these notes.
Superior Insurance Group, formerly Northway Plum Insurance and Henry's Wealth Solutions, bring you to the first annual Rat Pack Gala. We invite you Saturday, February 19th to get your tux and petticoats out for the classiest event of the year. You'll enjoy a plated meal, dancing, and a show. Cash bar and dinner are from 5 until 7 p.m., followed by the big show from 7 until 10 p.m. During the big show, you will be transported back in time by a 17-piece orchestra and the Rat Pack. The event will be held at the Doubletree by Hilton, 1 Winona Park Place, Bay City, 48708. Tickets can be purchased by going online to theratpackgala.live. Individual tickets are $200 or $2,000 for a table of 10. The proceeds from the show will go to the Bay City Noon Rotary Charitable Foundation that focuses on youth and education in Bay County. Join us Saturday, February 19th for good food, great entertainment, and most important, visit theratpackgala.live for your tickets today.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/trial. That's ZipRecruiter.com/trial.
RocketGrabPlus.com. Today's deal is for Super Cute in Freeland. You are going to get a $25 gift certificate to Super Cute for only $12.50. That's half off. Super Cute is a home decor and gift shop in Freeland. The store features trendy clothing, holiday decor, and giftable items, and so much more. Your half off deal to Super Cute is waiting on you at RocketGrabPlus.com.
RocketGrabPlus.com.
Liberty Mutual Insurance Company presents
Doug. Check it out, Limu, a roadside carnival.
Step right up, folks. Test your strength. Come see the fire breathe.
Let's fan out and tell people that Liberty Mutual customizes your car insurance, so you only pay for what you need.
Look, an emu wearing sunglasses.
Limu, you're famous. Only pay for what you need.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
All right, that'll do it for the Art Lewis Show for today. Stick around for Focus. We're going to focus on the SVRC Marketplace in downtown Saginaw. All of that will happen after the news from CBS and the local report. Bring you up to date on what's happening in the region and the state. We'll be back with Focus. We'll talk to you right after the news.
From the Premier Kitchen and Bath Gallery Showroom and Design Center Studios.
This is WSGW, Saginaw, Bay City, Midland, WSGW-FM, Carlton.
This is CBS News on the Hour, your home for original reporting.
I'm Steve Kathan. American troops on the move to bolster NATO allies amid fears of a possible Russian invasion of Ukraine. CBS's Cammie McCormick.
There are a lot of moving parts. The current situation demands that we reinforce the deterrent and defensive posture on NATO's eastern flank. Pentagon spokesman John Kirby says 1,000 U.S. troops will 2,000 others will be deployed from here in the U.S. to Poland and Germany. This number includes members of the 82nd Airborne, and this is in addition to the 8,500 troops already on heightened alert to deploy, a number which could grow. We continue to review our force posture and the situation in Europe, and we will make adjustments as the situation warrants.
A wide swath of the country in for snow and ice from a winter storm system. This man stocking up on supplies in Cape Girardeau, Missouri.
We make sure that we have plenty of meat and vegetables and fruits, juices, everything that we need to keep going.
CBS News meteorologist David Parkinson says in one form or another, the system will affect New England.
Likely several inches of snow in northern Missouri up into Indiana, the potential in the Chicago area for there to be well over half a foot of snow today.
The New York Giants and Denver Broncos are defending their hiring practices. The Broncos call Brian Flores' discrimination accusations in a new lawsuit blatantly false. The former Miami coach, who is suing the NFL and its teams, was on CBS Mornings.
And this game, changed my life. So to attack the integrity of the game, that's what I felt was happening in that instance, and I wouldn't stand for it.
The Washington football team has a new name, the Commanders, and a lot of fans want brand new jerseys and other gear.
While most fans agree that the Commanders works, we're going to command the field, we're going to command the offense, we're going to command our defense, we're going to command everything we do. Most of the diehards lining up early also said it wasn't necessarily their first choice either.
The name is all right. I can live with it. It wasn't the first name that I think everybody chose, but I think it's safe.
Since time there wasn't much suspense. We're in D.C. at FedEx Field. Everyone lives in D.C. John Doman for CBS News, Landover, Maryland.
American bobsledder Elena Myers-Taylor won't be able to be one of the U.S. Olympic flag bearers at the Beijing opening ceremony because she has COVID. Some formidable women are on the list of nominees for the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. There's Dolly Parton, Pat Benatar, and Carly Simon, among the others on a very long list. Eminem, Lionel Richie, and Duran Duran. Wall Street right now, in the early going, the Dow is down about 6 points. This is CBS News.
There's always something new under the sun. CBS Mornings, weekdays on CBS.
RocketGrabPlus.com.
This week's deal on RocketGrabPlus.com is for movie night at the Temple. Tickets usually cost you $20, but you are getting it half off. Only $10. That's only $5 per ticket. And this specific deal is for the movie Malcolm X. It's happening Sunday, February 6th at 2 p.m. Head to RocketGrabPlus.com right now to snag your deal.
RocketGrabPlus.com.
This winter, pack away your snow shovel and put the back-breaking job of digging out on ice with a Honda snowblower from Wolf Isles Ace Hardware in Saginaw. When there's snow in the forecast, don't sweat it. Put the chill on winter work with high-quality, dependable machines from Honda. Quick-starting engines with plenty of heavy-duty power let these snowblowers handle whatever old man winter dishes out, so you can turn mountains into molehills. And they're adjustable, so you can throw the snow where it needs to be, out of your way. Turn up the heat on snow and ice and see your way clear this winter with a rugged Honda snowblower. And of Honda snowblowers today, think of it as driveway access insurance. See Wolf Isles Ace Hardware, 5818 State Street, Saginaw, where customer service still exists. Open 7 days.
It's the sound of a good deal. That's music to your ears.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/trial. That's ZipRecruiter.com/trial.
Live from the 790 newsroom, this is WSGW News.
29 degrees at 11:05. Good morning. I'm Lynn Williams. With 5 to 7 inches of snow expected in the Great Lakes Bay region, southwest Michigan is under a winter storm warning with up to 20 inches of snow expected in some areas, while the rest of southern lower Michigan is under a winter storm watch. Berrien County Road Commission Interim Director Kevin Stack says they are fortunate to be fully staffed to plow the snow.
We've made it through the winter with no issues with COVID. We do have a little bit of sickness, but non-COVID related, but that's not going to affect any plow services here in Berrien County. We still plan to have between 45 and 48 trucks on the road.
Stack says plow drivers will work in 12-hour shifts. He does remind drivers to steer clear of the plows to give them room. Health experts say use caution, the risk of a heart attack. Here's more from Dr. Deanna Lights.
People with known heart disease should talk with their doctor before shoveling snow. Dr. Chadiel Reyes is a cardiologist with the DMC. He says don't start shoveling snow as soon as you wake up in the morning.
Most heart attacks happen in the morning when our blood pressure is high and we are not conditioned. Like, don't get out of bed and get a cup of coffee and start going out to shovel snow. You need some warm-up.
Dr. Reyes says to use a small shovel to reduce the load you're lifting. Dress appropriately and take frequent breaks.
And that was Dr. Residents in Harrison are being asked to run their water to help prevent their pipes from freezing. The city issued a run water notice, which will remain in effect until about mid-April. Water will need to run continuously day and night. Officials are letting a pencil-sized stream of water run from at least one faucet should be sufficient. The city will not be responsible for thawing lines which become frozen. WSGW News Time, 11:07.
This is important news. If you have unfiled tax returns, the IRS is shifting gears and ramping up investigations on non-filers this year. If you fail to file your tax return, you owe back taxes, now's the time to call Optima Tax Relief before the IRS finds you. Optima is America's #1 most trusted tax resolution firm, specialized in helping individuals, families, and businesses get right with the IRS. They're experts in the Taxpayer Relief Initiative, a powerful new program that can make resolving tax issues easier. A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau, Optima's award-winning team has helped thousands of people protect their paychecks, bank accounts, homes, and businesses by putting their tax problems to rest, resolving over $1 $1 billion in tax debts for their clients. Call Optima now for a free consultation.
Call 800-364-9188 or 9188. 800-364-9188.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
WSTW News Time, 11:08. A Florida man was recently brought to Michigan to face sexual assault charges against a minor. 49-year-old David Gray is accused of sexually assaulting a 3- and a 6-year-old between 2007 and 2010. The investigation began in May 2021 when state police learned about the allegations from school officials who say one of the students mentioned being assaulted as a child. Gray, thought to be living in Kentucky, was tracked down by U.S. Marshals and arrested. He was returned to Huron County, where he's charged with first and second-degree criminal sexual conduct with a person under the age of 13. His bond has been set at $200,000. Big changes on the way for members of the United Auto Workers Union after a judge okays a direct election system. Here's more from Jim Matthews.
Federal Judge David Lawson approved the results of a referendum that arose after a union corruption scandal. Last fall, 64% of UAW members supported the change, voting to implement the one-member, one-vote reform over the existing delegate-based system, which elects the 13-member board. Lawson says the change must be added to the UAW late June, in time for the next election of officers. The referendum was part of a broader agreement between the UAW and federal authorities to clean up the union. It was a dozen convictions that exposed corruption at the highest levels of the UAW. It led to prison time for 2 of its presidents. Jim Matthews, Michigan News Network.
Health leaders are urging people to get a flu shot as the season ramps up.
Dr. Tina Tanner is the primary care medical director in Muskegon and North Ottawa counties.
The flu season is starting to be more prevalent in Michigan, which is not uncommon in February. We're now seeing cases of COVID and influenza, which, as you can imagine, is creating and increasing the length of stay in our hospitals.
Flu vaccinations in Michigan are down 11% from last year. The CDC recommends everyone 6 months of age and older get a flu shot. You can get the COVID vaccine and flu vaccine at the same time.
When you see news happening, call the WSTW Newsroom, 752-0790. It's 11:10. I'm Ann Williams.
Here's your WSGW weatherology forecast. A winter weather advisory is in effect here for the forecast area. We'll see periods of snow here for today with 3 to 6 inches possible to accumulate. Conditions, temperatures steady early, then slowly fall throughout the day. Winds out of the north around 5 to 10 miles per hour, gusting as high as 20. And for tonight, a chance for snow, cloudy, a low near 16. Thursday, a chance for some snow here, cloudy skies, a high of 19 degrees. Friday, partial sunshine develops, a high around 18. Saturday, mostly sunny sky conditions, a high of 23 degrees. I'm meteorologist Jennifer Wojcicki with the WSGW weatherology forecast. Currently, it's 29.
Now, it's time to focus as WSGW presents the people, the places, the businesses, the culture, the area events and activities, all put into focus on 100.5 and 790 News Radio WSGW and online WSGW.com.
And a good morning. Welcome to another edition of Focus on WSGW. I'm broadcasting from my Saginaw Spirit Home studio. I'm Art Lewis, and our program is sponsored by RoofMax, the safe, proven, and affordable alternative to expensive asphalt shingle roof replacement. Find out about RoofMax online at roofmax.com or call Ben 989-859-6751. roofmax.com, and that's RoofMax with 2 X's. And today on Focus, we focus on the SVRC Downtown Marketplace in Saginaw. With the market manager, we say good morning to Rachel Trumbull. Rachel, good morning to you.
Morning.
Well, we haven't talked in a couple of months now. So as I always do, what's new at the SVRC Marketplace? There's always something going on.
Yeah, so we have, since the new year has started, and it's typical around this time of year, but we've had some transition of businesses. So we have some businesses that have left us, whether they moved on to their own building or they have just made the decision with, the times the way that they are, that small business just isn't for them. But it's allowed other really great, strong businesses to possibly come into the marketplace. So we have some transition, but it's very exciting transition as it's happening.
Now, does that mean that you may have small business spots open in the marketplace?
I do have a few small business spaces. I do have a waiting list. We have the opportunity to be able just to look deeper into the small businesses that are coming in. We're going on to year 4 of the marketplace, and so we have a feel for the community. We have a feel for, what people are looking for, and a lot of different small businesses that are coming in that we're really happy to be able to give them an opportunity that they may not have had before. So we do have a few spaces. I do have a waiting list, but that doesn't mean you shouldn't stop and still email me, contact me, and we can go over details as far as getting your business up and rolling.
You said something that stood me right up. It's been there 4 years already?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So let me ask,
yeah, I know.
You've got 4 years to look at. Has it met all the expectations of SVRC doing exactly what they thought it would do?
Yes. Yeah, I do. Has it been a learning experience for SVRC? Industries. The marketplace came from a nonprofit group, and so the SVRC Marketplace was the first for-profit for SVRC. So have we learned a lot along the way? Yes. I've been there since open, so I'm proud that I'm one of the only ones that has remained there. So I know that building in and out, and I've seen so many amazing things happen. And the transitionings, they always can be very frustrating at first. I know for myself, but, for the community, as they come and support and fall in love with these small businesses, and really trying to get them to understand the concept of our building is specifically for small businesses to come in, have the opportunity to see a small business is for them. And if not, then they move on and we get another small business in. So it's been a whirlwind, but I think we're finally getting and just providing for the community like we said we would from day one.
Let's talk for a minute about the sit-down restaurant. Who's running that now? What is it?
So the boardroom is officially back and open, and SVRC actually owns the boardroom. The boardroom is a really beautiful spot. We're the only place on Riverfront Saginaw that has a full bar. We are limited hours right now just because of staffing. I mean, I think kind of just like everybody else, but it's located in a historic part of the SVRC Marketplace in the old editor's suite. So the historic nature of the facility is there. We have a really great gentleman. His name is Peyton. He's now running the boardroom. He's shown so much progress with the boardroom. Our menu has changed. And so we offer great lunch specials. I mean, the boardroom is really something that we're looking forward to even having, the outdoor patio as well coming up in,
Let me
a spring summer feel.
Yeah, let me ask, because you've mentioned limited hours. So what are the hours of the boardroom?
Right now we're open Wednesday and Thursday, and we're open all day. So you can look on, we open up at 11 a.m., we close at 10 p.m. And then Friday and Saturdays, as of now, just tentatively. So just make sure you follow our Facebook page, the boardroom, so that way you can see when it's open. But right now, because of the short staffing, we aren't fully open and operational on those days, but it is coming. We're just getting staff.
All right. We're going to take a break. Come back. We're talking to Rachel Trumbull. She's the market manager at the SVRC Downtown Marketplace in Saginaw.
While you're comfortable inside your home or business, the weather takes a toll on your roof. Wind, rain, hail, UV rays, and the heat of the sun cause premature failure of your shingles. Everyone loves to save money. If you have an aging roof, don't spend a lot of money on replacement. Get a Roof Max shingle treatment and get some peace of mind. Get more life for less money, guaranteed with Roof Max, a powerful fusion of science and nature. Call Ben today at 859-6751.
Yes, I'm so sorry about the wait, ma'am. I'll be with you shortly. Carrie, how many appointments did we book at 2:30?
Jen's physical therapy clinic is
White stretch.
He needs another PT before patients get bent out of shape.
Can you get a fresh ice pack in Miss Davis's name?
Indeed can help him hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. Instant Match instantly connects you with quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed match your sponsored job description. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
RocketGrabPlus.com.
Why would you pay full price when you know that you can save at RocketGrabPlus.com? You can check out our deals going on right now from Nom Nom Ninja, 120 Fitness, Uplift Creative Center, Joyce's Purple Palette, Woody's Hot Burger, King's Fish and More, and the Hamptons Boutique Tanning and Salon. Half off? You bet. That's all at RocketGrabPlus.com.
RocketGrabPlus.com.
We're proud to make Pioneer Sugar for you and your family. Proud to be found in your kitchen, the heart of your home. And it doesn't really matter what you make with Pioneer Sugar, whether it's with our granulated white, light brown, or soft confectioners. It's the memories you'll make using it that will matter the most. Pioneer Sugar, pure and all natural, made from sugar beets grown right here. Than that.
There's never any FOMO with the iHeartRadio. Miss out on your favorite shows and contests with this radio station again. Radio 24/7, 365. We're here when you want us. Stay connected and listen anywhere when you download the free iHeartRadio app.
Trying to find when and where you can hear the Tigers, Red Wings, Michigan football, and basketball, Saginaw Spirit hockey, and SVSU football on WSGW? Just click on the sports broadcast box on WSGW.com for complete game time listings. That's WSGW.com.
Broadcasting from the Premier Kitchen and Bath Gallery Showroom and Design Center Studios, 100.5 and 790 News Radio. All right, we're back with you here on WSGW on Focus, focusing on the SVRC Marketplace, talking to Rachel Trumbull, the market manager. So let's talk about the marketplace itself, and let's start with food, because food is it, isn't it?
It is. And I'm really proud to say that we have a lot of different global flavors is what we like to say. So we have foods that, of course, the community may not be able to try a lot or even try at all. So we have Falafel Hut. We also have Saigon Sandwich, so Vietnamese. We have El Farolito that offers Mexican food. We have Creole Queens, who offers, she's straight from Louisiana, offers delicious gumbo. If you have not tried her food, It's amazing. Her praline cookies, to die for. And we also have a new business that just came in, formerly known as Circus Mall, but they recently have come in, and they are underneath Cafe Versu. So they are formerly circus snacks, but they offer, like the circus snack stuff, so fun stuff, cotton candy, popcorn. They also have tons and tons of vegan options, which this will be the first business that we have that offers so many different vegan options. So really great one to try.
All right, and other businesses?
Other businesses, yes, we have some new businesses coming in. I'll keep that on the hush-hush for now. But we do have, of course, our retail businesses. So we have the Little Yarn Shop. She's actually going to be offering how to knit. Great. So, great little family fun type of event. We, of course, have Purple Sage Bead Store. She's making all different kinds of stuff. We have House of Serene. She sells stones, gems, all of that, good small stuff. And, of course, we have, True Millennium Gear. We have Asia's Wigs and Apparel. She does, tons of different clothing, has some of the hottest accessories. So just a really great variety. Flowers by Romans. If you need flowers for a pick-me-up, she's available in there. So just a really great variety we tend to keep.
And some of these businesses have been there from the beginning, haven't they?
Businesses. So, they're going on year 4. And I think that says a lot about the marketplace, what we offer to not just the community, but what we also offer to our vendors. Our rent is very reasonable. And so become millionaires off this by any stretch of imagination, but it's just really, really to get individuals, to start doing small businesses at very low cost and just really have that entrepreneurial growth within the community.
All right. So if someone is interested in starting a business or moving into SVRC Marketplace, what's the procedure, Rachel?
So I have a lot of individuals who come to me and say, "Hey, I want to start a business," and of course they have no idea where to start. So what I always request of them is, let's sit down and make an appointment. They can contact me. All my contact information is on our social media and also our website. We set up an appointment and we go over exactly the different organizations within Saginaw County that can help anyone start their own small business, from the financial aspects to, the certifications and the licensing, and just giving them all of those guidance to get to where they need to be. And then when they submit their business plan to me, and if they find a space, then we make their dream come true. So if you ever are really interested in starting a small business, I have all the tools that you need. Just set up an appointment with me and we can definitely make that happen.
And this is something you want to do in advance. Don't wait till the day before you want to do it to sit down and do it.
Right, exactly. Yeah, it's going to take time. I mean, it's time. It's, time, energy, money. When you have your own small business, it's something that's constantly up and running. So no time to rest. Get moving and get everything that you need to make your dreams become a reality.
Well, Rachel, it's always a pleasure to chat with you and find out what's happening at the SVRC Downtown Marketplace. And glad to hear that it seems to be thriving.
Yes, thank you so much. We do have a big event coming up February 19th.
What's that?
We have Kids and Kiss. It's a Kids and Kisses event. So it's going to be a semi-formal dance. We have DJ Ryan Russo, who's going to be there. Awesome person, awesome DJ. We'll have Electric Taco. We'll be offering, it's a child with a guardian. So, and we also have a family ticket option too. So please look on our event page, on our Facebook page, and you can get all the details there.
And this is again when?
February 19th from 5 to 8 p.m.
All right. Very good, Rachel. We'll talk to you again. Thanks a lot.
Okay. Thanks, Art.
You
Stay
bet.
safe.
Bye-bye now. You too. Bye-bye. Drive carefully. Rachel, who is the market manager at the SVRC Marketplace, and we'll hear more about that right now.
This is Rachel from the SVRC Marketplace, located at 203 South Washington, right on Riverfront Saginaw. This winter weather sure is cold, so what better way than to warm up